Right, this is Sheila taking us back to January the 31st, the start of the new year, when I went off to the Priory for peace and quiet through the woods. It was frosty, there was snow on the beaches. The idea of this was to just have another look round, do a video, some photos, like I've done before. But this time I made some amazing discoveries when I got there. And I walked all up the beach, of course, all across the top there where the sheep are, taking lovely photos as I went. And I made my way to the Priory, where I go for peace and tranquility. I love it there. And on this particular day, I discovered the caretaker's cottage was empty. So what I did, I wandered around the back in the garden. It was all closed. I couldn't get inside. But I was able to take amazing photographs of the Priory, of the caretaker's cottage, and of a medieval barn, a grand barn, a magnificent barn. Once part of the Priory structure, a listed building but still a working part of a farm. This barn is so grand it was once part of the Priory. The Priory was once much bigger, as a National Trust volunteer informed me on my last visit here. It was, you can tell, I mean, it's a stone structure, it's solid. And it's got lots of holes in it where obviously beams for flooring and all sorts of things were once placed in it. You can tell it was bigger, and I actually have got a booklet somewhere which I would dig up to read a bit more about the history of the barn. The National Trust man did explain a little bit to me. Anyway, this particular video I'm doing now is starting off with photographs. As you can see, I'm building my way. I'm getting closer and closer to the Priory. The Priory is getting bigger as we go through this video. I go through a gate, over a wall and everything, until I eventually come to this barn, which just looks from the outside just like an ordinary stone barn. But once you get inside, it is magnificent. Now in a minute there will be a small video following from this set of photos. There's going to be a video, a moving video I did. It's not very long. It just shows a little bit of me wandering around the caretaker's cottage. Following from that small video there will be further photographs as I leave the Priory. Now I have got many photographs of the Priory from previous walks. I've got some lovely videos I've done as well of my walks all around, up and around Sand Bay, Sand Point, St Thomas Point and everything. This Priory has got a lot of significance because it's dedicated to Thomas à Becket. Augustinian monks, the top brand, if you like, of Augustinian monks used to pray here and work here. They worked the farm all up on the Sand Bay there. And it's rumour has it, or legend has it, that the knights that murdered Thomas à Becket were brought to the Priory and buried here for a short period before being placed in either Flat Home or Steep Home or other places. That was what the National Trust man told me, because one of the knights that murdered Thomas à Becket was actually from Somerset. Now we've also got a connection. I don't know if he was called Moreville or something like that, or something like that. He married Beatrice Stuteville, who is the daughter of one of my Stuteville ancestors. So we've got a personal connection as well with the place. And I don't know whether someone said that it's the Stuteville who married one of the knights who was one of the four that murdered Thomas Becket. Anyway, look at these beautiful pictures of the barn as I go through the narration here. Lovely beams. It looks like maybe some of them have been done up, but they certainly have been preserved well, if they had rotted it. But the stonework is definitely original. You can see all the various holes where light's coming through, where once beams would have been placed. It's used for storing hay and straw now. But, I mean, it could be turned into a magnificent home, couldn't it, like they do? But it's a working barn, full of features, full of doorways, full of bits of modernisation as well. There's a very old 1950s switch on the wall on one of these pictures. But look at the curvature of the wood on the framing of the roof. Look at it, it's very old. There we have a picture of the priory taken from the barn. That's me sneaking around in the barn taking pictures, you see. Now on the next picture you'll see a round, well, you might not be able to see it, but that's a very old bit of wiring in there. There's an old bit of farm equipment for sifting something through by the look of it. There's lots of features here. Obviously the building's changed in its functions as well over time. I bet it wasn't a barn in the medieval times. It was part of the priory, and I'm sure in the booklet when I find it, had a bigger job. It might have been the dormitory or the hospital even. I mean, look at the grand entrance to this beautiful structure. The huge, great big arch there. You know, not something you would use as a barn as a rule. There's the priory, and this is the residential bit where people pay £800 a week to stay in the back part of the priory here. 800, and I've been in there. I was fortunate. I got in one day when I visited. They were cleaning. They let me in. But look at that grand structure. Amazing. Right, now I'm now leaving the narration, and we're going over to the audio now. The video. Right, I'm at the priory, and I'm always exploring and finding new things. The old caretaker's house is derelict now. It's very old, I should imagine it's very old. I'm next to the big old barn, a listed barn, which is used for storing hay. And down there is like a big pit. Could be the old well or something like that. And then out here there's the fields, because this barn is listed and it's still used. So over there is where the sheep are. Okay, I'm going to be trying to go along that track in a minute without being seen by the farmer. He's come home for his lunch. I'm just doing a small video. I've already been all around the house, but I'll go around again just to video. I've been taking photos, you see, looking for treasure. There's the old farm there, look. The old farm. Like a lot of farmers now. It looks quite spectacular, the barn, actually, from the front and probably the rear. It looks quite small from there, but it's very big and it's got big arches. It's quite magnificent, really. And of course you've got lots of views of the church, the priory. St Augustine's Priory. Woodspring Priory, I should say, shouldn't I? See, look. It's closed today. It's supposed to be open on a Monday, but it's closed. Anyway, so we go down these little steps, look. Here, I'll just do a quick tour around. Because there is somebody home in the priory at the moment, so I don't want to be spotted. So I go around here first. A little alleyway, and then somebody was living there. I mean, the kitchen isn't in bad condition, really. Look at these old walls. And there's coming up the old barn. That little bit of the old barn can be seen here. And this looks like an old well here. That could be an old well. See that? Very, very old barn, that is. Very, very old stone barn. There's a pit there. More steps, look, going up there, see? Little secret garden. That would have been maintained probably quite well. somebody in the past. Nobody in there now, though. There's a barn, that. I'm ducking because there's a farmer's car over there. I don't think I've been spotted. Don't know if he's actually sat in the car, if he's got out. Yeah, I can't see, so see that. Look at that barn now. That's a real old barn, that is. Love to get in there. And there's the house, look. That was used. You can see it's not at the moment too bad a shape. But that time will come. If it had a coat of paint, see, because the rendering isn't that bad. If it had a coat of paint, I really probably be alright. There's where I went in last time. Not in here, no, there's a fireplace there. No, in that priory there. Through there's the priory. The barn is through there. There's another image of the church from a different angle that we've not seen before.